Once again, you're locked into the sounds of Paleblu on Reprezent Radio. Joining me in the studio now is a very good mate of mine. We both started this show back, about 6 years ago in this very studio when it was mere chipboard and dusty ass CDJs with like a broken cue button and stuff. It's all snazzy and it looks a lot nicer now.
Yeah.
It's the man like Chords.
Yo, how's it going?
How's it going, Chris?
Hello.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, man. It's weird to be back here in the studio with you.
Yeah.
You know, we started doing the show together, and then you went and did the show with Ram, and then I got my own show, and it was a lot of fun when we first started it, wasn't it?
Crazy. I didn't realize it was so long ago.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, cool. And it's all, look at it, it's all snazzy and white in here and fresh. It's good.
There's no fingerprints on this Reprezent. Like
it's all brand new.
It's sheen.
It's all brand new.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, to think about that. That was literally 2016 in November, which is coming up to 6 years ago.
Long time ago.
Long time. So how have you been, man? We obviously went out on the weekend. We was around the corner at Phonox.
Yeah,
it was great, right?
Seeing the North Quarter night. It was great. I had a great time. I've been good. I've been making music. I've been doing a lot of chilling. It's all been good. It's been good. Just had an EP out.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. So we got the Tooley Street EP out. Tooley Street is the road that London Bridge Station is on. Why did you choose that name?
Why did I choose that name?
Yeah.
The reason I chose that name, Ryan, is it's
just so like all viewers are aware. There's going to be a lot of silliness in this interview.
There's going to be a lot of silliness, yeah. So I called it a Tooley Street EP because there used to be a club off Tooley Street on Weston Street called SE1 in the tunnels underneath London Bridge arches going into the station, and it's an iconic club, and it had like really good vibe, and loads of people that went to it would recognize the vibe. And the whole tune is split. Well, the first tune, the lead tune, Tooley Street, is split into 3 parts, and they're kind of to resemble the 3 kind of rooms that you go to in that rave. There was like the kind of like hardcore type room, which the tune starts with, and then a kind of more kind of like old school D&B type room, and then a jungle room. And the tune's kind of split into those 3 parts, and that is why it is called Tooley Street.
Makes a lot of sense because the tunes it's like 6 or 7.
It's a long tune.
Yeah,
it's a long tune. It's like 6.5 minutes long.
I mean, I'm glad that was your answer, and your actual.
Did you just think it was just long?
You just like, sat and chilled at Tooley Street every Saturday on your one.
Writing the longest tune ever.
I like the trains.
No. no, that's the reason.
It's a good answer, man. I mean, one thing I really picked up off this EP as well was the artwork. I mean, I said to Liam the other day, I was like, have you seen the artwork for Chris's new EP?
Amazing,
it's
isn't
sick.
It?
Who designed that? Who was behind that?
It's this artist called Troy Brown.
Yeah.
Shout out to Troy Brown. He does this whole like kind of like Matisse cutout type thing with loads of people's faces. He takes loads of images of the same person and kind of recreates an expression on your face out of it.
I mean, you just wanted your beautiful face on the front of the EP.
Yeah, obviously.
Really. Like, why would the customer want anything less than that?
But yeah, so he's going to do the next few, hopefully.
Yeah.
It's
super cool, man. And seeing it animated and stuff on socials was like, it's something different because, I don't know, with a lot of, it's good to see something fresh with artwork because I think you'll know what I mean. With a lot of D&B artwork now, maybe like the techier side of stuff, it tends to be like this sci-fi Blade Runner-esque kind of like robot image or like this kind of like weird landscape.
That's always been the thing with drum and bass in general. It's always been linked to kind of like futurism and futuristic sound and future funk and all of that. So
it's good to see something more original and playful is what I'm saying.
Something quite playful. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So let's talk about your journey. We jumped the gun a little bit. We started speaking about the EP first, but shout out for you for talking about the promo. Let's talk about where it first started for you. You grew up in Southeast London, obviously. What was your first experience with Raven and D&B, and where was that point where you thought, this is what I really want to do?
The thing for me.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to raving, actually, one of my first raves was at SE1.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to getting into raves underage.
You're done. Shout out my brother's ID.
Yeah. I had an older brother who took me and like thought it would be a good idea to introduce me as a 15-year-old to raving. We had a great time. It was just like, it was just a really, really good time. I remember seeing some wicked sets. I couldn't tell you the names of the DJs, but I started getting the taste for it then. And coming from I had another background of like, making, like playing the piano and all it, like the classical side of things.
Yeah.
But when it comes to actual production, that was when I really started, like turning my eye to it. And yeah, it's just grown and grown from there. And then I started to get bits out a few years down the line, and then then the Ram sign.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, because you signed fairly young. How old were you when you signed to Ram?
I was 23.
20. That's really, that's pretty young.
Might have just turned 23. Yeah.
That must have been pretty exciting for you. As someone, like.
Yeah, it was mad exciting.
And Andy picked you up himself pretty much as well, you said, yeah. So what was that like, the whole process behind that? Was that like you sent music to someone and then they passed it on to Andy, or like how did that
I sent some tunes to, I'd had some bits out. I'd had some bits out on Metro, which is Matrix's label. Yeah. And some other smaller bits, like some remixes and things like that. And then I sent some tunes to Cove. Yeah. And he had just had a wicked single out on Program, I think. And I just sent him some tunes, and I literally got a call back from Andy, like, "It's Near Keys, do you want to sign?" And I was like, who? And that was it. And that was it.
At that age as well, like, you must have been.
Yeah, and I met him in Bristol, where I was living at the time. I met him at Motion, and that was the beginning of it all.
It must have been quite like humbling and exciting to sign from a young age, and then you've been with Ram for a long time now, and your output's been it's varied across the years. And would you say would you say it's something that you like kind of pride yourself in, being able to adapt with like the current sound as well as like staying true to your own sound? Because I feel like you can hear like a Chords tune, like it's got a certain aspects of it, but I think
I just don't have enough ideas.
no, but I'm saying you have that, but then also like you've adapted like with the times and like what's current and stuff as well.
Keep the production up to date and all that. But I've just tried to keep consistent to me. I've never really tried to to be totally honest, like there's loads of tunes that I love, and I would love to make that kind of style of thing, and I just don't know how to. So like I would love to make like these like massive dance floor smashers and all that kind of thing. I really love to do it, but I just don't know how to, and it's not really my style. I've never been kind of like sound design led. I've always been like kind
melodic.
Of like, musically led. So I've just not had that ability, so I've always focused on what I know how to do. And just keep making that.
I mean, that's going on that kind of melody and classically trained kind of side of things to your name, Chords. Like, do you think that I always, I don't always ask this question, but I ask some people this question, like, oh, where does your name come from? What's the background behind it? Do you have a story like that, or do you think maybe it's like?
Yeah, my brother just started calling me it as a joke when I was a kid.
Oh,
that was
right,
it.
okay.
It just stuck.
Is that when you were playing the piano? He was like,
haha,
Chords.
Yeah, like, Chords boy, and then it just never ended.
But it's funny that started as like a joke, and using that as like an anecdotal thing in comparison with the type of music that you make, it actually kind of works very well together, because it is quite like melodic, it's quite musical. It's also, I feel like musically it's quite complex as well. Like for instance with Tooley Street, it's in various different sections, it's like various different, I'm not sure if there's key changes in there, but like it does. But it changes quite a lot. It's like, but it always like one kind of piece, which is interesting because you don't get a lot of, other than like, maybe like Goldie's early work or Ronnie Size or someone like that. You don't really get a lot of tunes like that in drum and bass.
Yeah, maybe. Like you do sometimes. I think there's people out there that do it and they're good at it better than me at it. It's just, I don't know, you just don't hear it that often. There's so much drum and bass out there. And so much stuff that is more like the most popular stuff that so you don't really hear a lot of the like a lot of my stuff. I've been told that a lot of people that don't listen to drum and bass are always like, oh, I like this, because they've not heard
something
that
like
kind
it.
of, that sounds along that line. But then those same people haven't heard any kind of liquid or any kind of anything on the melodic side, and you can introduce them to that, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is the kind of bit of it that I like. They've only ever when they think drum and bass, they just think jump up, or they think the hardcore stuff, or they think minimal, or they think neuro. Yeah,
that's interesting to say. It's a bit of like a stigma around the genre, isn't it? But I think that's definitely changing. Like what we were talking about earlier about artists like, you know, Pink Pantheress and Perry and Tommy Villiers, and you know, I've said it forever. I said jungle has a space in pop music and like that kind of thing. It's like a good enough tempo, and it can be really cool if it's done really well, just like she's doing. Absolutely. So, absolutely. It's very fluid, but I feel like, you know, it's because it's faster tempo, it does have that stigma around it, so it's really weird. I've got a couple more questions for you, and then we're going to move on to your guest mix. I'm really excited about your guest mix, because every time I've seen you live, or like when we used to come here back in the studio, you used to just start doing some triple double drops. I'll just be there, just like, oh jeez, that's putting me to shame. Gigs, you've got a gig coming up, it's a big one. Do you know the date?
I do know the date. The date is no. So I've got the 15th of April, which is a charity gig for Ukraine.
Yes, at 338.
At 338, and if you can get to that, it'll be very good, because
you didn't realise you were booked for that, did you?
You need donations, and that's important. And then XOYO for Ram. Yeah. For Ram's 30th anniversary, and it's going to be massive.
It's on the 29th.
On the 29th.
I've got the calendar.
There you go, calendar 29th.
You're looking forward to that, because
so I'm playing the last week with the EQ50 gang, so that's going to be dope. And then the 3 weeks before.
And if you don't know about EQ50, then get to know.
Get to know. Do you really want to go home?
Yeah, literally. That is going to be mad as well. It's Sweet Pea.
Sweet Pea, Flight. Who else is on it?
Chickaboo on the Jake's is playing as well.
And then the big one, Shimon. Shimon doing a classic set. Yeah. Classic Rams.
That will be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be
I remember seeing Shim back in 2017 for Ram 25, and that set that he did at Printworks was just like banger after roller after classic after it was mad, man. All right, we've spoken about gigs. Final question: when can we expect to hear like more music from you coming out this year?
Late in June.
Okay.
Late in June.
Another EP.
EP.
Okay.
Another EP.
You can't talk about it too much, can you?
No, that's it. There's not much else to say. Another EP, like late in June, probably early July, something like that, and then probably another one later on in the year. I've got the music ready to go, and we're on it now.
That's good to know. That is good to know. You've been putting in the work for years and years. We've done countless studio sessions together where I've just turned up and you've just played me some absolute fucking banger, and I'm just there, just like, oh.
Thanks.
And
thanks, friend.
And it's no, it's bro. I got you, bro. I'm glad to see it like coming out now and being released. If you haven't caught it already, it was out last Friday. Tooley Street EP out now on Ram Records. Chords, thank you so much for coming down today. I know it's only a 10-minute walk, so it's not that far for you anyway. So I haven't really got to thank you. Like, just get up out of bed.
I'm getting you Morleys after this.
Oh yeah, true. Big up for the Morleys. Big up the Morleys, man.
Big up the Morleys.
Let's go straight into it. Thank you very much. Chords guest mix here on Reprezent Radio.
Good.